Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to part 2 of introduction to the runes, to the Uthark, which I work with. So like and subscribe for more videos on the Nordic shamanism and shamanism overall. And I'm gonna start by sharing the screen again like last time with the runes that I work with, all right? So I hope you can see it in front of you now. So these are the 24, 25 runes that I work with. Starting at the right side of the empty rune. So the empty rune are at the top. And then on the right side of the empty rune is the first rune of the Uthark, that is Ur or Urus. So because I didn't do it in the first part, I'm going to tell you all the names of the runes in this part. So we have Ur or Urus. So the first name is the first one I say is Swedish name of it, and then the English one. So Ur in Swedish and Urus in English. And then we have Tush or Turisas. And then we have As or Ansus, Reid or Raido, Ken or Kenas, Gifu or Gebo, Vinja or Vunjo, Hagel or Hagal, Naud or Nautis, Is or Insus, Jara or Jera, Pertra or Pertru, Eo or Ewas, Algis or Algis, Sur or Soelo, Tyr or Tivas, Bjarka or Berkana, E or Evas, Mother or Manas, Lagu or Lagus, Ing or Insus, I think. And then we have Udal or Othala, and Dagas, that is the same in English, Dagas. And then we have Fe or Fehu. And the empty one is just nameless, soundless and nameless. And I was talking a bit about sounding the runes. So I think I'm actually going to do that for you. So I'm going to sound them in the way I sound them in Swedish, just so that you get a sense of how they sound. So I talked a little bit before about how each rune have a sound and a name, and then this for like Perthro down here, then the sound is Perthro in English and Pertra in Swedish, but the name is like the rune of mountains and cliffs. So in Swedish it would be Klipprunan, and in English the rune of cliffs, the rune of stones. So what I usually do when I'm going to sound the runes, which I do for ritual purposes, or like before I'm going to use them to spa, or use them in magic, or just in any way I sound the runes, it's a way of calling on them. So I'm going to do that. And I'm starting with 2 deep breaths. Utushrasreid ken gifu vinja hagal naudis jara pertra iu algi sol tyr bjerka mader lagu ing odal dagas fe. Utushrasreid ken gifu vinja hagal naudis jara pertra iu algi sol tyr bjerka mader lagu ing odal dagas fe. Utushrasreid ken gifu vinja hagal naudis jara pertra iu algi sol tyr bjerka mader lagu ing odal dagas fe. And yes, I sounded them 3 times. So as I said in the first part of this video, there are 3 numbers in runic number magic, you can call it, or numerical magic, or whatever you will call it. I don't know the proper English term for it, but yeah. And that is number 3, number 6, and number 9. So for instance, I call on the runes by sounding them 3 times. And when you get to know the runes for the first time, when you live, eat, breathe, you name it, the runes, you usually walk with them for 9 days, because 9 days and nights were the amount of time that Odin hung upside down to get the knowledge of the runes and the Seder. So that is just like some aspects of why those are significant, or direct connection to the numbers. And number 6 is connected to like balance and harmony, and is the place of that rune in the Uthark. So Gebu or Gifu is the rune of balance and harmony, and the 6th rune. So when it comes to learning about the runes and through the runes, because there's 2 aspects to this. So first you learn about the runes. You learn each rune's specific properties and what they represent, and what symbols they are, what they are symbolic for. And then when you've learned all of that, you can go deeper and learn through those aspects and through those energies that are within each rune. So for instance, I look at it like each of the runes are a channel to knowledge about something in the universe. So for instance, the first rune of the Uthark, Ur or Urus, is the rune of power, of like the amount of energy that it is needed for creation. It's one of the runes of creation, of the creative process, but more like the gathering of energy, the planning, and all of that goes before the actual creative moment. So I can learn about this through working with this rune. And another rune, see if I can find it in my bag here. There's actually one rune that is connected to soul retrieval. So you can learn about soul retrieval by working with the runes, and with this rune in particular, like journeying on it. A lot of people that are interested in shamanic ways and teachings know about how to journey. Excuse me for this sound. So the rune is Hagal. This rune is the rune of a lot of things, but for instance, in this case that I'm talking about now, so the aspect of the rune that I'm talking about now is the aspect of journeying. So this rune is the symbol of a Norse or Nordic deity that is called Heimdall. And Heimdall is like the one person, except for Odin, that can use his 8-legged horse, Sleipnir, to travel between the worlds. So he usually borrows the horse to go to the underworlds, but through the upper worlds. So we go up and then down to the underworlds to gain information and knowledge, and for soul retrieval. So you can work with Hagal to learn about soul retrieval. And this is like deep into shamanic Seder, okay? So this is to Nordic Seder. So this is not for beginners, it's not for people that you have to really know what you're doing to do this kind of work. It's healing work, and you really need to know what you're doing. So you can also learn about spiritual, almost like being a spiritual warrior through the warrior rune that is Tyr or Tivas. So you can journey with this rune, and you can meditate on it, and you can work with it to learn about being a spiritual warrior and how to be that and do that in your life for yourself or for others. And then we have like the rune of love. The rune Yara or Yera is the rune of love. So it reminds you a little bit about yin and yang. So this is the rune for the heaven and earth coming together in like holy marriage or matrimony, which is not a good way of explaining it because it has nothing to do with that. But it's like the earth and the skies coming together to form something new and to start something new, and to it's like the rune of the year and the rune of coming together for something new. And it's also the rune of love. So it's the rune of the goddess of love, Freya. To me it is. Some other people, rune magicians and medicine women within this tradition, might work with other runes and the goddess of Freya, and that is completely fine. That is okay. We all have our own specific relationship to each of the runes. So these are my examples of what you can work with and explore through the runes. So you can explore the eternal and divine love through this rune. And you can also heal your inner child through the rune of Vinyu or Vinya. So these are some ways to work with the runes and learn through the runes. But the first step, if you're a little bit interested in runes, are to walk with the runes and learn their different aspects. That's like the first step. And then learn how to sound the runes and to incorporate them into your being and welcome them into your energy field. Welcome those energies into your energy field and see how you correspond or react to those. So yeah, and if there, I will probably make some other videos in the future about how to work with runes as a beginner, I think, or maybe even as a non-beginner. We'll see. So that is it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you soon again. Like and subscribe. Walk in beauty. Arstock Frieder.